Hi guys, welcome to my channel Lush Gardener. I hope you guys are fine and are safe. So in today's video, we'll be talking a little bit about the blooms because a lot of people wanted to know about the blooms. Now guys, blooms are also a way of identifying your succulent. Now I am not very well versed with identifying succulents with their blooms, but there are a lot of experts out there that tend to tell you the exact genus of the succulent with the help of the bloom stalk. Now I don't have much experience with bloom stalk because earlier I have never kept bloom stalks. I usually tend to cut them off, but they say that people who have a lot of experience can determine what genus of succulent it is just by looking at the bloom stalk. For example, this I was able to kind of relate because I did not know the exact ID of this. I still don't know the ID, but I'm pretty much sure that it belongs to the genus of Pachophytum. Now how did I realize that is because you can see the flowers of this is very different. Usually Pachophytums do have a slightly pink colored leaves, and the shape of how the flower tends to form also tells you a lot about the genus. Now as I said, I can't give you a lot of information about it because I don't know. This is just through what I have noticed, I can tell you. So I'm going to show you. This is the flower that I have. I will put the flowers of Pachophytum oviferum, which is the moonstone. I'll put the image on the screen on your left hand side, so you will be able to see how much of resemblance they have. So the Pachophytums, the succulents that are under the genus of Pachophytums will have the flowers that will look like this. So you can see both of them tend to look quite similar. So this is how the Pachophytum flowers tend to look. I'm sure the Pachorarias also tend to have the same because anything that has that patchy will have flower stalk like this. Now this was about the Pachophytum. Now Echeverrias again will have a very different sort of flower stalk. You can see the flowers are very different of this is my Echeverria champagne. So you can see the flowers are very different from what the Pachophytum is. As you can see, a major difference. So this is how people tend to identify people who are into creating hybrids. They have much more experience with the flower stalk because they are the ones that tend to work with the cross pollination and creating hybrids, so they are much more aware about it. But this is one of the form how you can identify your succulents. Now you need to have a lot of experience in order to identify the bloom. I am not in a best place to identify them because I used to not keep the blooms, but of late I have started to keep them because over here after shifting to the new place I do have issues with mealybugs, but it's not much compared to what it was in my previous house. Probably over here there is a good amount of air circulation, there is a lot of sunlight. Probably because of that the mealybugs are finding it a little difficult, or the aphids are finding it a little difficult to attack the plants. I'm not very sure about it, but luckily the ones that I have kept do not have any any kind of mealybugs. So the moment I see mealybugs, I just chop it off. Whether the bloom is beautiful or not, I just chop it off because I do not want to take that risk of those bugs spreading onto the plant, onto the succulent. So I just chop them off. But yes, there is a way of identifying your succulents with the help of the shape of the flowers, the shape of the bloom stalk, the way the flower stalk comes out, the way the flowers look before they bloom. All of these things play an important role to identify the variety of or the genus of the succulent. For the same matter, even though all of them are succulents, but they all have a very different flowers that come up. Like on your screen you can see this is how Sedum adolphi tends to get its flowers, whereas Sedivarias will have a different set of flowers. So you can see all of these images on the screen. So yes, it is easy to identify succulents based on their flower stalk, but again you need to have a lot of experience. So guys, I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe and keep planting.